How do you do? And it is the 24th Sunday of Ordinary Time. And this weekend is just a great reading, and one that we've heard hopefully many times in our lives, and that it's one that we have to hear all the time. It's the prodigal son. It's the story that Jesus gives to the people that he's talking to an idea of what forgiveness is all about. He talks about a father and two sons. One of the sons decides he wants his inheritance early, so he goes off with the money and does whatever he wants with it. The other son remains faithful to him and stays home and works the land and does everything that the father asks him to do. But when the son that goes out on his own spends all his money and has nothing to eat, he sort of hits rock bottom. And so therefore, he remembers that if he went back to his father, the people that work for his father have all that they can desire. So he says, you know what, I'm going to go home with my tail between my legs and I'm going to ask him for forgiveness. I'm going to tell him that I've sinned against heaven and against earth. I'm no longer fit to be called your son, and I'm sorry. Please, just take me back and hire me as one of your servants. Well, he goes home, and then all of a sudden from the distance, the father, who had no idea about where his son was, remember, no cell phones back then, no email, and when he catches sight of him off in the distance, the father is so excited that all he does is drop what he's doing and he runs to his son and embraces him. He is just so happy that he's alive, that he's back, that he can see him. And his son goes through that whole thing, tells him all that stuff. And what does the father do? Does it matter to him? Does he say, I told you so? Does it say, I'm disappointed in you? No, he says, you know what, let's have a party because I thought you were dead and now you are back to life. And so in this scripture we have this son who initially chose death because he wanted to do his own thing. He was selfish. He thought he knew a better way. And so he just left his brother and his father all by themselves. But then he decided to choose life and come back and apologize and ask for forgiveness. How difficult that is in our lives. And the older son, who had everything he ever wanted, what happened to him? He got angry and resentful and even jealous of his brother because the father decided to have this big feast for him when he came back. And what did the father say to him? He said, listen, everything I have is yours. My friends, that is what God is telling all of us today. And how often we see ourselves in both of those people, the son that went away and the son that came back. I know for myself, there's many times that I feel I've done all the right things. I feel God should be helping me and showing me the way. And then there are times that I just get angry and resentful and jealous. And I want to hold that against people in my life. I want to hold it against myself. I want to hold it sometimes even against my God. And Jesus is saying we got to let go of all of that. Jesus is saying that is not what's important. That's not going to bring us new life. That's not going to give us peace. It's only going to aggravate us because it's choosing death over life. My friends, when we choose life, that's when we experience true freedom. When we let go of the things in our life that we think are important, those expectations that we put on ourselves, on our situations, on other people in our lives, that's when we're always going to get let down. So, as a Christian community, our job, our mission, is to help each and every person that walks through the doors of this church and people that we meet on the street to be able to let go and bring God into our lives. My friends, that's what I hope to achieve here at Church of the Nativity in Midland Park, New Jersey, a stewardship parish. But the only reason we're a stewardship parish is because everybody is doing something. Whether it's praying, whether it's being part of a ministry or a group or an organization, whether it's coming up with new ideas of the way we can evangelize and bring the message of Jesus to others. We need you. So please, this fall, come back to church. Be with me. Be with the people here. We would love to have you here to pray with you. We have some great things that are coming up, and of course, hopefully if you've passed the church, You've seen the sign on our front lawn. We have our picnic coming up on September 21st, and it starts with Mass on the grass, which is behind our chapel. It's a beautiful hillside in front of our shrine of Mary down the hill, and so we have Mass outside there. That's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we have a great time with food and music and some games for the kids and just relaxing by everybody else. Also, in the beginning of October, we have a new ministry starting up called Nativity Singles Only for people that are 40 years old and over. And so if you or you know someone, the details are in the bulletin. Call and sign up because we have a limited number of people that we can take in for that event. It's a social event, and it promises to be a lot of fun. Also, that same weekend, we have our Blessing of the Animals in honor of the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi, which is on the 4th of October. But we're going to do it after the Masses on Sunday at 1:30 in our chapel parking lot. So bring your animals, and we will be glad to bless them. Also, we remind all of you that did Discovering Christ, our second series following Christ is starting on the 9th of October. And so for all of you that had that first experience, we would love you to be part of this second. We also remind you that we're going to do Discovering Christ again this coming Lent. So if you weren't able to do it for some reason or another, you'll have a chance then. God bless you.